Miss Levis was still on the market, and suddenly he was willing to consider a deal. Isidore Levis met him in his Athens office, a very traditional setting, far removed from Leo's very contemporary place of business in the city of London. He was quick to inform Leo that his daughter Alexis was on the brink of an engagement and no longer available. Leo suppressed a sigh, not of disappointment, because his current mistress was considerably sexier than Alexis. However, he had warmed to the concept of marrying her, because she was vaguely familiar to him.
"However, I have a granddaughter,"
Isidore admitted grudgingly, surprising Leo with that information.
"As I'm sure you're aware, my son went off the rails."
Leo nodded, for the world and his wife were aware that Julian Levis, product of his father's first marriage, had taken to drugs and drink and manic bad behavior from an early age. He had died in his 20s from his excesses. Isidore had Alexis later in life with his second wife.
2 months ago, I learned to my surprise that Julian did have a child with a woman in London. He didn't marry the woman concerned, so my grandchild was born out of wedlock,"
Isidore revealed with old-fashioned distaste.
"Letty is 24 and single. You can still become my heir if you take her as a bride. I have no one else, Leo. Alexis's chosen husband is a television presenter with no interest in taking over my business, and I would very much like to retire."
"And this Letty?" Leo questioned with a frown, for he considered it an ugly name. The older man grimaced.
"You couldn't compare her to Alexis. She's plain and plump, but she'd marry you like a shot because she needs money for her family."
Plain and plump didn't exactly thrill Leo either. He mightn't want a wife for entertainment in the bedroom, but understandably, he wanted a presentable woman. His black brows drew together in complete puzzlement.
"Why aren't you helping her family?"
The expression on Isidore's thin face shuttered.
"She approached me for help, but as far as I'm concerned, if my son wasn't prepared to marry her mother, I shouldn't be expected to provide for their child, now that the girl's an adult."
"And yet you're willing to make this girl your heiress," Leo remarked wryly.
"If she marries you, that's different. She has Levis blood in her veins, and I will accept her then. But she's low-born,"
Isidore murmured broodingly.
"She doesn't speak Greek. She has not been raised with our traditions, and you may not find that palatable. She works as a care assistant in a home for the elderly."
Leo's brain could not even encompass the concept of a wife who worked in so humble a capacity. Born with the proverbial silver spoon in his mouth to a family who had enjoyed wealth for generations, he had no experience whatsoever of what it was like to be born poor.
"In your opinion, is your granddaughter likely to be the maternal type?" "If you can judge her by the way she fights and argues in favor of her siblings' welfare, I would say so."
Leo was frowning again. Siblings? Julian had more than one child with her mother.
"No, only Letty is Julian's child. Her mother had the 2 younger boys with another man,"
Isidore clarified with compressed lips.
"I gathered that relationship didn't last either, and now the mother is ill or disabled or something."
"Tell Letty what I have to offer, and send her to me," Leo advised with all the arrogance of his wealthy forebears. "I am willing to marry her if I find her acceptable, but for the children's sake she must be a good woman." An unexpected laugh erupted from Isidore, startling the older man almost as much as it startled Leo, who had always viewed Isidore as human.